It's channel review time. We're going to try something new now called channel review, where I am going to review from a critical point of view a willing participant's YouTube channel. I'm not doing this from an I know it all perspective, and there is no but to that. We're going to discuss things that I have learned during conferences and seminars. Some of the stuff I don't even implement on my own channel because I am stubborn and or lazy. They are the rules of the game, and I feel that I might be better off imparting some of the knowledge that I have spent thousands of dollars acquiring, even if I don't use it on myself. Today's willing participant is a YouTube channel called Silent Wolf Adventures. Silent Wolf is one word, Adventures is another. We are just going to walk through this. This is going to be a very boring video from an editing perspective.
Don't be negative.
I'm going to walk you through their channel. We're going to look at the way things are currently. Oh, and by the way, this is going to be an honest, unapologetic critique, but it's not going to be Gordon Ramsay type rude.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
But it's also not going to be compliment sandwich. I hate compliment sandwiches. Adults need to be able to deal with critique without having it sandwiched between a compliment. By the way, if anyone doesn't know what a compliment sandwich is, it is, you did this well, you need to fix this, but you did this well. So you start on a good note, end on a good note, but you put the actual critique in the middle? No. We're not children here. Let's start by looking at the channel as a non-subscriber, so that if they have a trailer running, it's going to run for someone who is not already subscribed. And they have a trailer video playing, which is good. That's not a compliment sandwich, that's just an observation.
What is up, YouTube? Silent Wolf and Silent She-Wolf here with Silent Wolf Adventures.
They're doing something clearly right. It's in that book. I didn't read it. I just got the executive summary at a conference. The 6 Pillars of Marketing, I think. But it's the idea that on a channel you have to give yourself a name and your followers a name. Children, let's try to keep it down in the kitchen. Daddy's working. I don't know if the subscribers have a name yet. Let's keep going and see where this goes. Okay, so far from what I see, they don't have a name for their subscribers. Like, Philip DeFranco has his nation. PewDiePie has... Take it for whatever it's worth. The leader gives the leader a name, and the pack has a pack name. I don't do this either, by the way. Okay, let's keep going. Let's look at the most important thing, the thumbnails. Thumbnails are the most important thing because it's the first thing anybody sees even before reading the title. Whether or not they can get past a bad thumbnail is a question of chance. But if someone looks at a thumbnail and is immediately turned off, they may not even read the title to click on the video to start watching the best video they've ever not seen. If we scroll down, we can see what I'll call the branded thumbnails, which is this one with the yellow border around it and Silent Wolf Adventures in cursive above it. Branded thumbnails is a good idea. And I'll show you an example of someone who's doing their branded thumbnails perfectly. Legal Eagles. If anybody wants a good lawyer channel, not to feed the competition. Legal Eagles is doing everything right on YouTube, and his growth is reflecting the fact that he's doing everything right. He has clearly branded thumbnails, consistent from one video to the next, clear, sharp, concise, getting a message across in the thumbnail before you even get to reading the title. If we are looking at Silent Wolf Adventures' old branded thumbnails, one thing we're noticing is that there's a ton of wasted real estate on the thumbnail. The thumbnail is prime real estate, and we have, I would say, 40% of it is a yellow border not being used for any practical purpose. The border could be a nanomillimeter around and have the same visual impact. Also, they're a little complicated. Thumbnails have to be visually recognizable and easily visually recognizable, not just on a computer screen, a desktop, or a laptop. They have to be visibly recognizable on an iPhone. I think it's something like 80% of traffic on YouTube comes from mobile devices. So you're dealing with a smaller mobile device than a computer screen. Your thumbnails have to be even more exaggeratedly sharp, clear, and contrasting. Silent Wolf Adventures in italics, I can read it here, but I know that on my iPhone, it's going to be even much more difficult to see what's going on and to actually read the text. Now, if we go back up and see the thumbnails now, we can see the text is much more sharply defined, much more clear, although if we're looking at Bush Camp Thanksgiving 2018, that's getting very complicated in terms of the visual. It's too complicated even on a computer screen. It's going to be too visually confusing to look at and make anything useful out of on an iPhone. The other trick is that you don't need to reuse or repeat the text from the title in the thumbnail, because then you're just, again, wasting real estate. You have your thumbnail as real estate, you have your title as real estate, and then you have your description as real estate before anybody actually gets into watching the video. You don't need to repeat the title in the thumbnail. You get to do 2 different functions with the title versus the thumbnail. The thumbnail is supposed to catch you visually and draw you in to read the title. Once you read the title, it's supposed to tell you what the video is going to be about. It's supposed to be catchy, clickbaity, but honest. Clickbaity in the sense that it's supposed to want to make you click to see what's going on, but not baity in the sense that you've been duped into watching a video that has nothing to do with the title. You'll get people to watch your video for 5 or 10 seconds, give you a thumbs down, tune out because they feel duped. You're gonna have no audience retention on the video, and you're gonna end up getting penalized because people are gonna get to the video, not engage in it. YouTube is going to push that video, which is performing badly, down into the nether regions of the YouTube, and no one's ever gonna see it. The title should be something that is going to allow a viewer who has never been to your channel, has never seen the video, to have an idea as to what's going on in the video and to get intrigued as to what's going on in the video. Fails 2018 is relatively clear. Is it going to get people to want to watch the video? Probably. People like fails, but you might want to use a little bit more description in the title. What kind of fails? Groin shots, butt shots, falls. You could be a little more descriptive to draw people in, but fails 2018 is pretty clear as to what you're going to expect from the video. Bush Camp Thanksgiving 2018, not strikingly intriguing to get me to want to see it. It's going to be something about Thanksgiving, and I don't know what Bush Camp is. Making a tool handle. Making a tool handle. Okay, I know what's going on in the video. What is intriguing about it that's going to make me want to get into this video to watch it? Hello, how you doing? What's up? What's up? Someone at the door? Go get it. Get out of here. Go. All right, and now just looking at the actual videos without clicking into the videos, I see that one of them is 34 minutes, 45 seconds. That's a long video for YouTube. There has to be something in there that's going to keep people watching a video on YouTube for 35 minutes. Making a waterproof bedsheet tarp for 40 minutes. This is going to be the question of finding your niche and making sure that the niche that you find is going to remain engaged for the life of the video. A side note, parentheses, I'm not giving anybody advice on content, on style, on editing, on how to do their YouTube thing. Everyone has to find their niche. YouTube has the Casey Neistats with their slick, compelling editing, and they have their guy sitting in a corner smiling for 4 hours, which has hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I'm not joking, by the way. It's not a question of any one rule being applicable blanket-wise throughout YouTube and how to do it. You just have to find your niche. You don't know anything about YouTube analytics. The only one you really need to think about actively, audience retention. See how long people are watching your videos for. If they're tuning out of a 40-minute video 4 minutes into it, or in my case, if they're tuning out of a 4-minute video 2 minutes into it, you have to make a decision as to what you're doing with your style overall. All right, so we've covered thumbnails, titles, description. I don't know many people who read the description, but from the seminars that I've followed, and I've been a few of them now, they say that you have 2 or 3 lines that people are going to actually see, so put your most important stuff there. Side note, I don't do that. I just put whatever's in my mind when I'm writing up the description, and I don't really care about it, but the one thing I started doing, because it's a new feature, relatively speaking, hashtags. YouTube is now allowing you to get 3 hashtags in your description to relate to your video so that people can find it by putting in hashtags on YouTube. So looking at Silent Wolf Adventures descriptions, they're not making use of the hashtag function on YouTube. And the thing is, you want to use the hashtags, but you don't want to use such generic hashtags. I put up a fishing video. If I just put up hashtag fishing, if it's not unique enough to narrow down the search, I'm just going to get lost in a million fishing videos. If I put in a hashtag pike fishing or hashtag pike fishing Canada, that might be something that is going to narrow down the search of people on YouTube looking up hashtags that relate to their interests. Hashtag camping. You'll never get found if you use hashtag camping, because there are millions of videos that probably use that hashtag already, and for someone to find yours, it's going to be a stroke of luck as opposed to a tool that YouTube offers. Changing up the angle just to keep you entertained. Okay, let's look at some of the actual videos on Silent Wolf Adventures. If you don't already use a banner trailer video on your channel, do it. It's amazing. Do a video that summarizes roughly what the channel is about so that new visitors and people who are not subscribed, when they land on your page, are going to have an idea. It plays automatically, so whether or not they want to watch it, they're going to get the first few seconds of it anyhow. So let's click on making a tool handle. Okay, first observations. If you are going to have silence in your video, it has to be clear and intended silence. My immediate reaction when viewing this is I thought my audio was off, or I thought my computer was on mute, because it's not clearly intentional silence. The first 15 seconds of the video are the hook. They're the most important 15 seconds of any video that are going to either draw your viewer in or make them lose focus and surf somewhere else. So watching this now, we have 1, 2, 3 seconds of outright silence that I don't know if it's intentional. Let's keep going. Okay. We are 20 seconds into the video. If you're gonna use music, make sure that you are not using copyright protected music. You'll get copy striked or you'll have your video claimed every time. But that music sounds like it's copyright protected music, or it sounds like it probably might be. If you're gonna use original music, make sure you have the right to use it, or make sure that it is copyright free. You have no copyright sounds on YouTube. If you cross post from one platform to another, from YouTube to say Facebook, bear in mind that some of the copyright free music on YouTube is only for YouTube. You have certain rules and conditions for use. The most fundamental of which is including the information of the artist, links to the artist. Usually it says cut and paste this to use this song in your video. If you cross post to Instagram, Facebook, other platforms, you can't necessarily include that information, which would make your use of that video, although permissible on YouTube, impermissible on Facebook and Instagram. Also, Instagram and YouTube have pretty amazing content recognition systems. They will automatically detect copyright audio on a video and either make your video play silent on Instagram or make you confirm that you have the authorization to use the audio on Facebook. And if you confirm that you have authorization without using the music within the terms and conditions as stipulated on no copyright sounds, for example, you run the risk of getting in trouble. Also, if you're going to use video of somebody talking and not hear the audio, you have to be very careful about what you're going to use because it doesn't translate well. You may know what you were saying when you were talking, but it's not catchy the way an intro needs to be catchy. Make it 5 to 10 seconds, action-packed, and get right into the video. You don't want people getting bored during the intro before they've even started watching the video. And your selection in music. This is a purely subjective question, but one you have to ask yourself, what audio is going to be reflective of the ambiance I want to create, or the mood of the video, or the content in general? This song might mean something personal to you, and I'm saying you as in Silent Wolf Adventures, but it might not translate into what it means to you personally to your viewers. And the analogy that I always think about is like whistling. When someone whistles to themselves, it means and sounds different to themselves because they hear the background music, they hear the story in their head while they're whistling, but to someone who's just listening to them whistle, they don't have the background music in their head while they're whistling, so it sounds different. This song, I have no doubt, has a personal connection to Silent Wolf Adventures because Silent Wolf Adventures has his own life and history and association with that song. Presumably, maybe not. Not everybody viewing is going to have that same association with that music. So you have to pick the music carefully, properly, use a song that you can use 5 to 10 seconds of legally, but that are a good 5 to 10 seconds that are going to get people entertained, engaged, and intrigued as to what's coming in the actual video. Okay, now let's go to the end of the video and see how the video ends. Okay, not using cards at the end of the video. It's a tool that should be employed. At the end of the video, put cards which link to other videos, other of your videos, playlists possibly. Apparently YouTube has this system where they track the duration of a user's visit to YouTube. So if a user watches your video and then goes on to another one of your videos, that's good for your channel, that's good for your status within YouTube. It's also equally good if they go to someone else's channel and continue watching on someone else's channel because YouTube is interested in getting people engaged and watching YouTube videos for as long as possible. So you don't even have to link to one of your own videos to sort of get yourself bumped up in the rankings of YouTube. If you can drive people from your video to another of your videos or someone else's video on YouTube, you're going to increase your relevance as far as YouTube is concerned because people are engaging for longer with YouTube by being initiated to it through one of your videos. Cards. Always add end screen cards. I think they're called end screen cards. Whatever. The end screen thingies, if you go into Creator Studio, it's one of the options, add end screens cards. You can also add cards during the video to drive people to either other related videos of yours or other people. Same explanation. The longer someone stays on YouTube after having gotten there through one of your videos, the better your channel and your videos are going to perform overall. Okay, that might be a lot of information for one channel review, and I don't want to give it all away on one channel review. So, on that note, Silent Wolf Adventures, Godspeed, good luck. I hope everyone learned something. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and tell others to subscribe to my channel as well. That is all. Peace out.